You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys and welcome here to the Lyft National Series. Now it's race number 23 here today from the Montreal Road Course Circuit. Giles Villeneuve here today. Today we present to you the Napa Auto Parts 200. I'm Brian here in the booth. Starting from the pole will be Alexander Rowe in the number 35, and 2 is outside will be that number 26 of Michael Collins. As we get going, of course, this is the final leg of our international tour today. Of course, the Cup Series will take on a different track in Canada. They are at Delaware this weekend. But the Lyft National Series is here on the Montreal Road Course, of course, for the first time ever here in the Lyft National Series, so we can't wait to see what happens. Of course, we've seen some crazy stuff happen here in the past with the Jello Cup Series. We could potentially expect the same here today as we get going. And, of course, after today, only 3 races till the playoffs. Who will punch their ticket in? Who's going to be on the outside looking in still? Can anyone stop Derek Shelmerdine? We'll find out in just a moment. Of course, we're going to roll the intro when we come back, the green flag, in just a moment.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Here we go. They're going down the long straight back towards the start-finish. Pace car will peel off. It's going to be Alexander Rowe, Michael Collins. They're going to make their way down the front stretch here. The green flag is out. We're underway at Montreal. Oh, they're wrecking behind. The 19's around. Bunch of cars involved in this one. Mitchell Collins, Karen James, Nikolai Sykes, Samet Ozkan as well. The caution lights are not on. We're still green as Alexander Rowe takes the race lead away. We apologize for the bad camera angles. That's the only downfall of this version of the track. Alexander Rowe, he's going to get away for now. Michael Collins trying to chase him down. Here we go down to first gear for the hairpin. Probably the fastest part of the track right here. They hit 160 as they go to the final corners. See Karen James, Mitchell Collins, they had to get towed, unfortunately. That'll put a premature end to their days. as Alexander Rowe is going to lead the opening lap here. Of course, this track a 2.7 mile road course, as you see. Of course, this track used to play home to the NASCAR Xfinity Series Napa Auto Parts 200. It also used to host, I believe, USAC and IndyCar. And it also is currently the home to the Canadian Grand Prix for Formula One. That is their biggest event of the year. And now, of course, on this channel, this track hosted a bunch of Jello Cup Series races in the past. And of course, they made the move to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And then this season to Delaware in Canada, or in another part of Canada. Yeah, and again, we apologize for the bad camera angles. That's, again, one of the downfalls of this version of the track. See here, Alexander Rowe gets out to a big lead. It's mostly single file behind. Leads about 5/6. Man, they get out of that corner pretty wide, and you saw the 26 Michael Collins get into that wall. It opened the door briefly for Connor Breton. See the door once again shut as Alexander Rowe gets away for the time being. Of course, Alexander Rowe and a bunch of others going to be making the trip to Delaware after this. That should be a very, very fun trip. Of course, as mentioned, we got 3 races to go in the regular season for the Lyft National Series, and this is the last scheduled midweek race to my knowledge. We, of course, go to Lucas Oil Raceway Park on Saturday night. And then, of course, we go to Darlington, and then Road America will wrap up the regular season for these Lyft National Series teams. Then, of course, we kick off the playoffs at Gateway, Bristol, and Watkins Glen. Those are the first 3 races of the Lyft National Series playoffs, and that is what is coming up here on this side of things. Of course, Lucas Oil, a first-time visit for the Lyft National Series. That should be a lot of fun. That track hosted a few Truck Series events in the past. Let's ride on board with the number 35. He does have a helmet cam today, and you'll get to see how he drives this track. We'll go for about a lap and a half here. See, heavy on the brakes, down to first gear to make these S's. Of course, we are on the casino straight right now. We're headed down to the front straight right now. And look at that right on the back bumper. There is that 26 of Trevor Collins, or I'm sorry, Michael Collins. We make our way through Barrage Senna, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now up to 5 here. I'm sorry, up to 3 and 4 here. And then this is turn 5 right here. On the way to turn 6. And turn 7 here. A little bit of a long straight as we go to turn 8 and 9. And now to the hairpin. I won't even try to pronounce what they call it. Excuse me. That's a lap around Montreal. Again, this is probably the fastest part of the track right here, as they will probably make pit stops here. No, they will not, but they will have to make one at some point. You see the 11 is in. He is going to go off cycle. Or pretty sure she will go off cycle, as will the 4, it looks like. See, down to 45 on the pit lane. Of course, we want to head back up front. There's been a little bit of a battle here between Alexander Rowe and Michael Collins. Oh, Michael Collins into the wall again. If they're pitting already, some might be committing to a 2-stopper, while the rest are committing to a 1-stop, or it could just be 2 stops all around. See, down to 30 to make that turn. Here we go. Who's gonna pit? 35 is in. So is 26, so is the 18, so is the 10. And now so is the 92. And it's hard on the brakes as they come into the pit. Again, it's a straight shoot, but you come from the fastest part of the track. It is so easy to speed coming onto this pit road. You saw the 19. Mitchell Collins, of course, he's a lap down. He's well out of this battle. There's the 4, Parker Smith. He's the one who came in. Pretty sure Mitchell Hodak having a battle here for presumptive second place. There's the 4. And he's got hot tires. Or I'm sorry, he's got tires that are up to temp. Where will he cycle out? You saw some damage. Someone got together. And we got quite the battle up here. Looks like Connor Breton lost a few spots. Tyler Blurick will cycle out to the race lead. Battle for second is on, and of course we can't really see it with these camera angles. So let's go to the spectator, and you see there Alexander Rowe will hang on for the time being. Now he'll try to chase back down Tyler Blurick for the race lead. Blurick, of course, I believe is the points leader coming into today. So he's looking to expand upon that and get a win. Going back to complete lap number 7, Tyler Blurick will lead the lap. And a reminder, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, Gel Cup Series at Delaware for the first time ever. Half-mile short track, the shortest one they'll run all year. Should be a fun one. You see Blurick got out to a second lead. Colin Cropley just got to second. Now he'll try to chase down the race leader. And he's already got a win this year, but he's pretty far out of it. And Cropley is closing. He's going to use that draft. He gets a really good final 2 turns. He's right there. Oh, down to first. Here we go. He's going to have to dive it in deep and get a good exit. Oh, 10's in the wall. Here comes Colin Cropley. He doesn't want to force it. Here we go. He's got the advantage in this corner. Might have it coming off if he can pinch the 10. And there he goes. To the race lead goes Colin Cropley. Here's that front bumper cam from Tyler Blurick. See if he can chase him back down. Heavy on the brakes. He needs to get low and get a good exit. He's just not going to get there. Colin Cropley is going to clear and take off. Again, Colin Cropley already a win this year. But he needs some help if he's going to make the playoffs. Maybe it was smart of Tyler Blurick after hitting the wall just to back off there. Again, he's got to think big picture. He could win the regular season title. You know, and clearly that 7 is much faster. Another reason to kind of just back off and ride behind, see where the 7 is quicker. We'll see if he's learned anything. Maybe he can get him on the pit cycle as well. Look at how far that lead has extended. Now the battle for second is on. Of course, everyone remembers the NASCAR Xfinity Series used to run here for quite a bit. Of course, they stopped running here after 2012, couldn't negotiate a new deal. Of course, the promoters for this track wanted a Cup race. The Cup Series didn't want one. Maybe that'll change in the future. Of course, we know the Cup business model is changing. So I wouldn't shut the door on it just yet. We'll see what happens. But for the meantime, again, this track does host Formula One. And actually hosted the Canadian GP not too long ago here at Montreal. And as Colin Cropley leads, that just reminds me of course, the former driver of this number 7. That, of course, many of you remember. It was Danica Patrick that drove this car for a few years in the Xfinity Series. Of course, she had a lead kind of like this. Fan threw a shoe out in front of the car. Kind of ultimately ruined her day. No shoe throwing today, though, so far. So we come to 4 to go. And you see they're all stacked. There's 2 cars stacked behind the 10. But of course, one thing we gotta factor in, even though Colin Cropley has a 5-second lead, there are final stops to be made. Potentially final stops to be made. I'll tell you though, that 7 just seems so well in control. I don't know if anybody's going to catch him. Here we go. Is he going to come in this time? Yes, he is. As will the three behind him. Actually, a lot of cars behind him are going to be making that trip down the pit lane. '27's going to stay out, Nick Martin. But will he cycle out in front of the 7? Of course, keep in mind how far the 7 was out in front. And it's not even going to matter that Nick Martin stayed out, but the caution is out. So guess what? We're going to have overtime here at Montreal. Three to go. And we're racing back to the stripe. Again, for Nick Martin and others who couldn't get to the pits before the caution, this is really going to hurt them. And for Colin Cropley, you gotta imagine now he feels good. Obviously, he got a 6-second lead, but now that's gone. And now he's gonna have to get a great restart here. Because again, we won't get restarted. We're gonna have overtime for the first time in a while here on the Lyft National side. And there it is, back to the line is Colin Cropley, well ahead of his competition. Dennis Stryker, I think, is going to be second after all this. Yeah, you got a 15-second advantage, and that is now out the door. Let's go see what happened. Jordan Stewart misses the entrance to the pits. You see here, it looks like he was going to stay out, and then he decided last second, I better come in. And unfortunately, he's jamming on the brakes, trying to avoid the pit wall, doesn't do it. And unfortunately, same for Scott Upton, goes right into that pit wall. Tough break for the both of them. We'll have overtime when we come back in just a moment. Welcome back. It is overtime, presented by Mitchell's Memes. This is the first overtime race in probably 15 races, if I had to guess. Of course, you guys know the rules here at the road courses. It's going to be a 2-lap shootout, no caution. So if we get a wreck, this race continues to the finish. This will be the only overtime attempt here today. For Colin Cropley, he had as big of a lead as 15 seconds at one point. But now he's going to have a challenge. He's going to have Dennis Stryker, Michael Collins, Tyler Blurick right behind him, trying to make something happen. Will they get to the bumper? Green flag. Overtime is underway. Also want to update you, LJ Toledo never took the start today. He will finish in 38th. Wreck behind, 39's around. Heavy contact with the 11 of Pretty Shaw. And they're still going at it. Again, no cautions in overtime. So they are racing to the finish regardless. Here we go, the 26, Michael Collins, all over the back bumper. He is a road course ringer himself. But can he get close enough to challenge the 7? Or can the 7 make a mistake? He's building another lead, which is good. Michael Collins has been secretly strong all day. He's going to try to stay close here. They're going to be mano a mano for the win, as they'll come to the white flag this time. It's going to be one lap of racing to go. Presented by Mitchell's Memes. Colin Cropley, the second half of this race, he's dominated. But now he's under pressure from the defending Cup Series champion. Oh, 26 in the wall. He makes a mistake. And that should seal the deal. The battle for second, though, will be on. This is a big day for the driver of that number 7. Got a win earlier this year. Of course, he also ran in the Jello Cup Series for the first few races before turning the car over to Daniel Voiles to focus on his Lyft National efforts. He's not quite where he wants to be in terms of the Lyft National Series playoffs. I imagine after today he'll be a step closer to where he wants to be. And again, a big day because he's about to beat the Jello Cup Series defending champion. As through the final corners, Colin Cropley, he's going to come to the line and he is going to take the win here today at Montreal. Congratulations to the 7. He gets the win. Certainly going to be a momentum booster as we head into the final 3 regular season races before we go to the playoffs. And how's about a good day for Tyler Blurick? Of course, he led after that first cycle of stops, got chased down by Colin Cropley, but still a good points day for him. He might just keep the points lead or extend it. I don't know where exactly he is in terms of that. But you'll see in the standings in just a moment, as we want to thank you for watching. We are now going to show you those results and standings, and we'll see you back here for race number 24 at Lucas Oil. Until then, goodbye everyone.